my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Tora Hyman, even though it says Debbie Fox right there. I'm somewhere on here. How we doing? Guess where I'm at today? Taking you to a kingdom full of animals. Oh my gosh. We're at Animal Kingdom, and it's a pandemic. I will say I just went through security. It's a different security than Epcot. I didn't even have to take my water bottle out. You just keep walking. It's, for me, Animal Kingdom is also known as the hottest park. And it's like already in the high 90s, pushing 100. So let's see how much it'll last. I'm already hungry and I forgot to bring a snack. Oh well, let's do it. Time to go on my favorite ride in all of the world. Dinosaur.
Otherwise, I'd be traveling with you. Right now, our dino should be about here.
Adventurers and explorers, Hakuna Matata. Please welcome Rafiki and Timon as they sail down the Discovery River.
The upper tusks are digging tools used to excavate burrows and find roots.
Jumbo, everyone! Welcome to Kilimanjaro's
Asante Sana, Warden. As we all nicknamed the ghost of the forest because they prefer deeper, denser parts of the jungle. They're rarely seen. Now you see those horns, they actually kind of like lean back on the back of their heads, and that's to prevent them from getting tangled up in thick vegetation as they move through. And they'll even polish their horns against tree trunks and branches. On the right, you see a greater kudu. Looks like a female. Only the males have horns. Oh, and then behind her, look at the behind the deadfall logs with the nice striped legs. Those are okapi. Like maybe just one. Now, okapis are in fact the only living relative of the giraffe. And they have a couple features in common with giraffes. For one thing, they have a... Now, if you look in the yard right to the left ahead, you're going to see a black rhino. Now, black rhinos, they tend to prefer forested areas rather than open plains. And they are browsers, which means they eat from bushes as well as trees. And to help them do that, they have a pointed upper lip that's prehensile. So it's really an easy way to spot them between white rhinos and black rhinos. Chances are not many are going to follow after you. Ooh, I see a couple Nile hippos on the left under the water there. Nile hippos will typically stay the majority of the day underwater, and that's really to prevent them from overheating. They can hold their breath 5 to 8 minutes at a time underwater, and they come out at night, usually on the land is when they come out at night, and they're going to eat 80 to 90 pounds of grass in a single night. There are also some large-billed birds moving around the water here on the left. Those are called pink-backed pelicans. You can kind of see the pink underneath the wings on the one we're passing now. And they're a colonial nesting species. That means when males and females come together to breed, they're going to form a mated pair. And then they'll find other pairs in the wild to form colonies with, and their colonies can be 200 and up to 500 pairs in size, creating a very, very large colony that will help to deter a lot of predators. Now on the left, you're going to see a group of Nile crocodiles. Now these are in fact the largest crocodilians in Africa. The species can get on average 14.5 feet in length. Rarely they can get up to 16 feet, and they can weigh up to 500 pounds. They primarily eat fish, but they're not afraid to take down virtually any animal. Right, some very, very small antelopes. You can see them back there with the dark stripes on the sides. Those are springbok. They are the smallest antelope species in the world. Now all of them over there are fully grown. They stand 3 to maybe 3.5 feet tall at the shoulder. That's pretty. That's a good size for them. Now, despite their diminutive size, they are very athletic animals. They can jump roughly 6 feet right up into the air, or when they're moving forward, they can clear 13 feet in a single bound. Dogs. Let's look for the giant radar dish-like ears. Now, African painted dogs are the most successful hunters of large mammals in Africa. Oh, just make sure you're staying seated in the back there, honey. Thank you. They're the most successful hunters of large mammals in Africa, even more successful than lions or hyenas will be when they hunt. And that's mostly due to their great stamina. They're able to chase prey for miles and miles and miles along the savannah before the prey tires out and does no longer pose a threat to them. Dark-coated animals, those are sable antelope. They use those nice impressive horns when they're competing for mates, as well as when they need to defend themselves from predators. Lions may try to jump on their backs and pull them to the ground, but if they rear their heads back, those horns can deliver a very powerful blow to prevent that from happening. Zebras, if you look at their noses and their muzzles, there's actually black, which proves that zebras are black with white stripes. And now underneath the palm trees, I see two species. I see the Nkole cattle. One's rubbing his horns against the side of that palm tree. It's a pretty typical behavior. It just means he has an itch that he's trying to get rid of on his horns. And then, of course, there is a giraffe under there as well, the tallest species of land animal. Their height is a very, very good survival ability. It just means that they're able to see predators coming from a longer distance. There's a whole tower of them on the left. That's what we call a group of giraffes, a tower. Now giraffes, they only need to sleep for about 30 minutes a day. And they don't sit down or lie down very much unless they're feeling very, very safe and secure. And that means the mothers even give birth with standing up. Now, African elephants are pretty easy to tell apart from Asian elephants. Just look at the shape of the ears, or the shape of the continent of Africa, whereas Asian elephant ears are really round. On the left, I see at least one mandrill. There might be some more moving around there. Yeah, there's a couple. Now, mandrills are the largest species of monkey in the world. There's actually a baby clinging to that one's belly there. Very, very young. A really easy way to tell the difference between a monkey and an ape is to just look for a tail. Wrestle and spar using their tusks. And that's going to give them some skills, strength, and confidence over time to hopefully challenge the dominant bull of a herd for his right to breed with the females. Now, if his challenge is successful, then he may become the new dominant female or new dominant male of the herd. Whereas if his challenge is unsuccessful, then he may end up being a bachelor his whole life. So there can be a lot of pressure to succeed. Right, now we're passing on the left a group of greater flamingos. They are the lightest pink of all the flamingo species, and there are some of their young ones in the middle on the island. Just look for the gray feathers and black legs. That's really cool. It'll be a while before they gain their pink coloration, and that's going to be through their diet. They eat very, very, very small, almost microscopic crustaceans in the water. Some of them are brine shrimp, and they contain beta-carotene. And beta-carotene is what is going to turn their feathers that characteristic pink color, as well as their way for them to cool off, but it also puts kind of like sunscreen on their skin, which can get sunburned. So covering themselves, yep, nature's beautiful. So covering themselves in mud is going to help to cut down on getting sunburned. It's also going to keep some bugs and parasites off of them. So if anyone's ever looking to save some money on sunscreen and bug spray and you want a nice way to cool off, just go roll around in some mud and you'll be good to go. The gold and the spots, they're both lying down right over there. Very nice. Now, cheetahs are the fastest land animals in the world. They can get from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 3 seconds. And you see those characteristic black facial markings. It's been learned that that will help them to maintain visibility of their prey as they run and hunt them during the day. What the facial markings will do is absorb some of the glare from the sun. That way it doesn't block the cheetah's vision as it runs. So that's very cool. Also, their claws are not fully retractable like other felines, so their claws are always partially out, which seems to help them with traction. It helps they get some better grip on the ground as they run. Now, what we're passing by on the left is called a copy, and that's usually a great place for lions to hang out because they like being up high. It gives them a very commanding view of the savanna, and it also allows their roars to be heard most effectively. Lions' roar can be heard about 5.5 miles away, and that's one of the methods they use to actually mark their territory out. Now, some cool animals we're going to be passing on the right. On the right, it's going to be very, very close. We're going to go poly by it, or slowly. These are bonteboks. Passing them now. And bonteboks are actually related to wildebeest. And it turns out that they can be an important lesson in how to responsibly hunt. Because 100 years ago in South Africa, there really was no such thing as responsible hunting practices.
Hey, what's that over there? It's some of your favorite adventure-loving friends.
Sure do. Get your own boat on the Navi River journey. Hashtag winning today. We just got off of both of the rides in Avatar World, Pandora, but looks like there's this Florida storm coming. So will I get to my car in time? Also, did all of the major rides, less than 3 hours. I will say Animal Kingdom so far, the most enjoyable. I would say, just felt like there's a lot more open and there's no waits. So 10 thumbs up.